My name is Edita Irene Ramón Lavanda. I am from Saraguro, and also I am in the 6th academic cycle. As you know, in this video, I will be talking about syntactic linkage. First of all, syntactic linkage is very useful at the time of reading, writing, or speaking, since since speakers or readers or writers can identify which words in phrases or clauses are linked coherently and provide full meaning. Now I'm going to talk about syntactic linkage of number. Now, number refers to the grammatical contrast between singular, only one thing, and plural, more than one. Forms of nouns, pronouns, determinators, and verbs. Let's look at these examples. She milks that cow every day, and they milk those cows every day. We can evidence in these examples, we can evidence the use of pronouns like she, which is singular, and they is plural. In the first example, the verb is representing singular because an S has been added, since the pronoun is a third person. Singular is a third person singular. And also we have the determinator, that, which is singular as well. Finally, we have a noun that has been added an S to transform to plural. As you know, most nouns are formed to plural by adding S or S. As in the second example, as the same way, we have the subject or pronoun they, which is referring to number. Now, in these examples, we have the verb that also represents number, and so on. Now, the next syntax linkage is person. Person refers to the relationship that an author has with the text that he or she writes and with the reader of the text. In other words, person is the category used to distinguish between the first person, which are those who speaks, like I, we, I and we. In the second person, which are those being spoken to, like you. And also the third person, here we have, the third person refers to everybody else we talk about, like he, she, it, or they. Let's look at these examples. Juan sometimes drives a car. Juan is person because it is representing a third person or the person we are talking about. Now, let's look at the last syntax linkage of gender. Now, gender is It is a property that separates nouns into classes. It is linked to biological sex. Gender is associated with the biological and social differences between women and men. In other words, it is a category of nouns, masculine gender, feminine gender, or neutral gender. Let's look at this example. Julio loves his new bike. As you can realize, Julio has a relationship with his, which is correct, and it reflects masculine. Now, let's look also at this example. Martha takes her son to the school every day. In the case of Martha, the possessive pronoun her is the correct, since it represents the feminine. Now, as you can notice, it is very useful. So at the time of writing, here we have a paragraph, and then we are going to look where we can find gender, person, number. Let's check. Every Saturday, I wake up early and do the breakfast. Now, if you can realize in the first examples, we can find a person, I. I is person because he or she is the author of the writing. Now, this verb or phrasal verb, represents number because it is referring to a singular pronoun. Now, let's continue reading. Then I go to visit Carmen. As you can realize, Carmen is also a person because she is a third person or someone that the author talks about. Now, she is my grandmother and lives alone with her 2 dogs. If you can see, this pronoun she is gender because it represents a female pronoun. Grandmother and also grandmother is a gender as well, because it is represented a female noun. Now, let's check this verb, lives. Lives is the number because it is representing a singular pronoun. Her as well is gender because it represents a female possessive adjective. And also two dogs also represent number because in this case we have a plural number and a plural noun, that is dogs. If you continue reading this paragraph, we can find a lot of person, number, and gender. Now, as you can see, this syntax linkage of gender, person, and number are very important because it helps us to create paragraphs, to write everything about any topic in a coherent way. If you don't use a gender, person, or number, let's just imagine it about our writing. So now that's all, teacher. I hope you have enjoyed. Thank you very much for your attention.